Sometimes you just have to make videos that are super weird and don't have a concrete plan in an effort to kind of mix things up a little bit and kind of make a video that's a little more abstract, doesn't really follow any particular rules or structure. Just enjoy the process of making it rather than analyzing the piece.
I'm working on 2 vapes. This one right here is just gonna be this, and these 2 straps right here, and they're gonna kind of wrap around your typical vape god vape pen. Then for this next one, it's actually a little bit more complicated. When it's all put together, there's gonna be a tube coming out right here and then going into the battery part of it, and it's gonna have the juice in there, so it's gonna look really kind of weird. It's gonna hit hard. It's gonna chuck the vapor. Hopefully Jake doesn't yell at me. Don't yell at me. It's been 3 days since I've started working on this. We are very close to being done. This is kind of where we're at right now with the big vape. It's a bit jank here and there, but I think it looks pretty funny. Sam was like, hey, while you're out at the hardware store, can you find anything to make like a second vape, just a little bit smaller? And so I came up with this thing. It's just so out there. Like there's just the tube with the vape juice in it.
Like just stack that one on top.
Like just stack it up here. Oh my god. Vape complete.
And I'm rolling whenever you're ready. I think we got a video right there. You know the lips thing? That thing? It looks hilarious. That's how everyone's gonna vape in the video. It's just gonna be like, we're gonna start with the moment where everyone just like goes.
Nicotine-free vape. You do? Sweet.
So yeah, I'm not trying to make a pro smoking ad. The goal today is to come out of it with enough footage to edit a video, and ideally the footage will be good or funny, one of the two. That doesn't need to be good as long as it's funny. And it doesn't need to be funny as long as it's weird. Hopefully it's enough footage to make a video, whether it's good, bad, weird, or whatever. Be very careful.
What'd you put in this? Soy sauce? That's syrup, maple syrup. Almost made me spill my vape.
Rolling, and 3, 2, 1, action. You were so red. I was like, is this the camera's saturation?
It's actually pretty hard to vape and exhale while doing a.
That was so bad. Not a master vapor.
This is why Sam's a team member at Corridor Digital.
Why?
For the crazy ideas like this one. I've never actually vaped before. I've never taken a pull on a vape.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys want to let this guy through?
No, hold on, I got a vape. You know, it's pretty good. It tastes like strawberry air. There's no nicotine in this, so I'm thankfully not going to get hooked on one of the most addictive drugs known to mankind.
So you're walking in like, you know, I'm here to save the world. What's up? I'm bringing my powers to the table. How about you? What are you bringing to the table? You take your fake vape. You're like, you exhale it. Out from the vape thing is the vape god rising. You have to put like maximum energy levels into inhaling and exhaling right now. Your lips get so wide when you do it. you turn into a different person.
Oh my god.
Raise your arms, spread your arms, fly, float. Yeah, there we go. Honestly, you're moving at such a consistent speed that you almost wouldn't need to track that.
I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna shoot wider so we have more to track. Because I'm shooting at 6K, we can crop in afterwards. Do a big sweeping motion with your arms. Nice, that was great.
So, we're gonna get a wide shot of everyone. Good work. All right, I'm gonna come down there and get one last shot and we're good. Great job. It's super weird. Right now it's feeling a little slow because everything's slow motion.
So many effects.
Don't worry. Don't worry about it.
You say that.
You can either decide to worry about it or not worry about it. And life is a lot easier when you're not worrying.
Here's the thing, I'm not gonna worry about it, I'm gonna work on it, and then we'll come to the end and I'll be halfway done, and it's like, we gotta upload it tomorrow. You know what, I'll let it be your problem. I'll work as hard as I can, and call it good.
We're all this together.
So first, it's important to notice that there were a couple big breakthroughs for us as a company on this video. One is that we got FumeFX 4, which is an updated version of FumeFX that we've used in the past. The other thing is that we got Octane version 3. On top of a whole list of upgrades, it is now able to do volumetric rendering, and by that, it's able to do smoke rendering.
FumeFX is a smoke simulator, Octane is a light simulator. Using the old rendering system, you would have to like turn off features because otherwise it would take far too long to render. Now Octane, on the other hand, renders maximum, full realistic, unbiased quality all at once, immediately. But it starts as a very like fuzzy, noisy image, and that's because each pixel, although correct, is off by a little bit, and so over time, all the pixels are adjusting until they're perfectly right, and that just takes a lot of time. That's another cool thing about Octane is that you can take whatever time you have and render your entire sequence within that time. You can take a shot and make it so that it only takes 10 seconds to render or 10 minutes. The 10-minute one will obviously look better, but the light interaction itself will still be there in the low quality version. Okay, so super quick rundown of the actual FumeFX simulation pipeline here. You start with your volume, you add some emitters. An emitter is something that just emits smoke. So for the purpose of this, I've got 4 different emitters, each coming from our heads, and they're shooting smoke down into the center between us. You gotta find the right settings to kind of mimic your scene. It's outside, it's a little bit windier, so I added some turbulence so that you get a little bit more wispiness to the smoke. You can change the buoyancy of the smoke, the temperature going in, how fast stuff rises, how fast stuff dissipates. Eventually, you get to a point where you're like, all right, I'm kind of happy with the way this is looking. I'm going to try a high quality simulation. You crank up the resolution. If you guys want a special Ren Pro tip for FumeFX, here's what I do. Simulate at a reasonably high res, but not mega high res. Then you take that and you apply what's called wavelet turbulence. You end up with high resolution looking smoke, but you have low resolution motion. And here's the thing about the internet, no one's gonna notice that your motion is not high quality. Now after doing wavelet turbulence, you have a very, very high resolution file, and it's also extremely big. And from there, you do what's called post-processing. Trims all of the fat out of it. It's like, oh, this voxel doesn't have any good information in it. Delete. Oh, there's not really anything here except for a bunch of these channels. Delete. You rake all the excess fat off of your simulation, and you end up with a much smaller file size. And that is what I bring into Octane and render. In summary, do your simulation, subdivide it to make it really high resolution, post-process, which takes away all the fat, and now you're left with a really streamlined, high-quality simulation that you throw into Octane, and it renders it really well. The shots we have left are not easy shots, that's our issue. Which we can probably get all those shots simulated in the next day and a half, but rendering will be an issue. We do have 2 Octane licenses, so I can get 2 renders going all night tonight, and another 2 renders all night tomorrow night, and maybe a render during the day. As soon as I get this done, I'm gonna get it started rendering over on that so I can move on. Yeah, at this point, it's a race to the finish trying to get the rest of the shots done.
I just finished the second to last shot. It's Friday, 1:30 p.m. Ren is finishing the last shot. That means we're gonna be done with the video once these are done rendering. 9 hours, 12 hours, 8 hours?
It depends.
Average. Just like, what's the last render?
The renders will either take 1 to 2 hours or about 10 to 12 hours, depending on when I send it.
All right, how about this one? Can you make my skimmer guy maybe a 3.5 hour render, specifically 3.5 hours?
Yeah, I can do that.
Cool. We're not gonna do sound design for this video because right now the song we're using is very dense. It's very intense. I did edit the piece to kind of just fit with the track, a little more like a music video than a narrative piece.
It's basically like Stranger Things, but with vaping.
Yeah.
That was dope. I'm a little upset about how good.
Dude, it's all about Octane, man.
So dope. Great work, dudes. That was so good.
If you guys have been following us on Instagram or Facebook, heck, if you've been watching these videos all year, you're probably familiar with a very big, secret project that we've been working on. Good news, in the very next video on this channel, we're gonna be releasing a teaser for that project. Make sure you have all your notifications turned on so that when we release it, you are immediately notified. You do not want to miss it. This is the largest project we've ever worked on, and we're incredibly excited to share it with you guys.